Mr. Allow, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. Go ahead and have a seat. So, just before we begin, I'd just like to let you know that this is for a school project. So I would like to have your permission. If it's okay with you, I'd like to record our session today. Is that okay?
All right. Yeah,
All right. Sounds good. So how can I help you? What's going on? What brings you in?
Well, I'm in college now. I'm a junior, and right now I just feel like giving up. I just feel like the things that I'm learning do not, like, I don't need it. And it's just so stressful and what to do. My mom wants me to stay in college. I don't want to stay in college. So much, I just don't know what to do. It's a lot, you know?
Okay. You're twiddling your fingers. You're kind of tapping the table. Are you nervous or what's that
This
for?
whole counseling thing is it's new for me, you know? I don't want to feel like I'm crazy or anything, but I feel like I should talk to somebody, so, you know?
Okay, so let me get this right. Correct me if I'm wrong. So it's finals week for you right now, and things are just becoming a little stressful with your workload, and more specifically, things is you don't believe that things are actually pertaining to your field of study. Is that correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
it is.
Okay.
And along with, I don't know if I should be in college or not, you know? I just, there's so many things, like, in, like, the positives, negatives, and I'm just trying to battle with those things to try and make the right decision.
Okay. You mentioned positive and negatives. What do you mean by that? Could you give me an example?
The way the world is now, you know, you need an education, but also an education doesn't define your success. You know, I don't need to go to school to become successful. You know, there's so many people who haven't gone to college and millionaires, billionaires, you know? So I'm just trying to figure out that right now.
Okay. I hear you. So on one hand, you have the understanding that school is important and that it's really beneficial at times. But on the other hand, you're kind of understanding that, well, not necessarily everyone has been to college, and that's not necessarily needed to become successful. So you're kind of balancing the two. Is that correct?
Exactly.
Okay. So what exactly has brought you to this understanding? Has this been a way of thinking that you've had for a while now, or has it been since you've been in college?
I would say I recently started thinking about this probably my sophomore year, and I was taking art appreciation, and I was just like, what does this have to do with my field of study? And then when I started taking my core classes, it was just like, I don't want to do this. I don't care about this, ultimately, you know?
Okay, I hear you.
But I also still, though I do not care about it, I still do, in that I feel like, why do I need to learn about the human brain in a field, like, I know it's psychology, and yes, you do need to understand the workings of the brain, but just certain things, I just feel like it's unnecessary, you know? And I just feel like sometimes, why don't you just train me for this one thing so I can be able to, I don't know. I just have so many conflicting thoughts about it.
I hear you. Yeah, I can only imagine how frustrating that must be to have to take courses that don't necessarily teach you how to become what you'd like to be in life. That can be really frustrating at times.
Very much.
So you'd like to be a psychologist? That's what you mentioned, right? Or what would you like to do with psychology?
I would like to be a school counselor. You know, not a guidance counselor, but a school counselor, so that I feel like I can probably help the kids, not in an academic sense, but more in a emotions type thing, building character, stuff like that.
Okay.
And for the most part, one of the courses I'm enrolled in this semester teaches me that, you know, I kind of get like an on-the-job training type thing, where I'm in elementary school and I'm working with kids, and just like I said, helping them build character, doing different exercises that help them build character. You know what I mean? But once I'm not doing that, I'm in a class sitting down. It's like uh, I do not see how this is all of this is applicable, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And that frustration right there, mixed with that frustration right there helps, like it aids in me not wanting to be here,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But like I said, I'm conflicted because I want to be a school counselor,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't do that without a degree.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like once if I drop out of school, what am I gonna do then?
Mm-hmm.
You know. It's just so many thoughts in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm talking to you so I can kind of get it. I can get like one focused thought, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
don't know.
I mean, you're getting a sense that you're frustrated.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Okay.
Added down with the school. It's a lot.
Okay. Okay. Let me offer you a different perspective. Is that okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
You mentioned that you like to be a school counselor, right?
Mm-hmm.
You like to do it. Okay. So say I am a student, say you're a school counselor, and I'm a student who goes to your school, and I'm coming to you with the same issue that you're coming to me with. What would you tell me?
I guess I would tell them to weigh out their options.
Mhm.
I guess make the best decision that they feel is good for them,
Mm-hmm.
but also don't make the decision blindly. And talk to others,
Mm-hmm.
try and get different perspectives, and from there, make the decision that they feel is best.
Okay.
Or take some time off from school.
Mm-hmm.
Take that time off and understand or get some new meaning as to
Mhm.
what exactly you want. I guess that's what
Okay.
I would tell them. I guess I could hearing me say that
Mhm.
kind of makes me think of this is exactly what I'm doing right now, getting a different perspective.
Mhm.
I guess or just talking about it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
This counseling thing isn't that bad, I guess.
Yeah, it's not that bad. It's okay. But that's what I like to offer you. That's what I like to kind of end this session with, if that's okay. You mentioned, well, maybe I would just assist, or I would offer the student and kind of just tell them him or her to weigh out their options, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to challenge you to do that. I'd like to challenge you to weigh out the options that you have. You may be conflicted right now, and things may be a little difficult for you to kind of understand right now, but let's sit back and just take a step back and think, well, what are my options? I have options here, I have options. Let's see what those options are, and let's weigh out the pros and the cons of those actions. Can we do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's take that first step. But before we end, has this been helpful for you?
Yeah, very much so. I mean, I guess just by talking, I kind of got sort of a solution or a way just to help me make my decision,
Mm-hmm.
And I don't feel as frustrated anymore
Mm-hmm.
since talking about it. I feel more relieved
Mm-hmm.
to get all this off my chest. Because, when you tell your parents something like this, it's like, oh, go to school, you're wasting my money,
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. And just talking to someone and not feeling judged, or you're not really telling me what to do, makes me feel heard,
Mhm. I hear you. Well, I'm glad this has been helpful for you. Would you like to follow up again? Is that something you'd like to do?
Do you or the reception?
You would do that with my receptionist out the front. Once you walk out, just let her know that you'd like to do a follow-up, and then we can make that happen.
All right.
All right?
Thank you.
All right, no problem. Have a good day, okay?
All right.
All right.